All right, welcome to Trash Talk episode 4, where the topic is trash and the people are garbage. Today, joining us a very special guest, Dookie. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Thank you for having me, like always. That's the first time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm your host, Han. And as usual, we're gonna talk about whatever, but this time we are a little bit upgraded. If you notice, my voice has been upgraded quite a bit, you know?
Yeah, congratulations on your new mic.
Yeah, boy.
Woohoo!
Woo! Let's do this. Woo! Amazing production value right there. Amazing, amazing.
Radio fucking station.
But yeah, everybody once in a while, they have dreams, right? Did you have dreams, Dookie?
Yes. Actually, I didn't really have that big dreams.
Yeah,
I
okay,
just
so like,
wanted to move on in life, basically.
mm,
Successfully, at least.
mm. But I think like a lot of people, they've had their dreams, especially when they were a kid. A lot of people like dream of being like astronauts maybe or firefighter, this is very common,
Yeah,
that
definitely.
every kid dreamed of, being like a policeman, teacher, and these are very common dreams. So like
Yeah.
when you were a kid, you didn't have any of these kind of dreams, Dookie?
Well, actually, I remember a long time, like when I was a kid. I remember that maybe every other month I would change what I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I remember. But the rest is, history. Nothing happened. I didn't really
Yeah.
have like huge dreams. I didn't want to be a policeman. I didn't want to be. Just wanted to have fun, basically.
Mm. Yeah, like I
Yeah,
agree with the changing every month because when I
yeah.
was like in elementary school and primary school, what I had was that my dream keep changing every time whatever show I watch, you know?
Yeah,
So like whatever anime I was watching,
yeah.
that's what I wanted to be. So back then there was like this very famous, well, not super famous, but do you know what is Doraemon?
Doraemon, no.
Oh no, like this blue guy, blue head cat guy, and he has like infinite pockets.
I think so, but I'm not sure though.
Yeah, okay. By the way, anyway, like they have like a spin-off. They have like a spin-off of the show
Yeah,
where the universe is like already in the future, which is the 22nd century or something,
yeah.
and they have their baseball game. So their baseball, they can use all these magic gadgets and whatnot.
Uh,
Yeah, so from then on, I wanted to be like a baseball player, you know? And then I watch another anime, which is an American football thing, and I'm like, I want to be an American football player.
Once I remember, like we have what's the anime, the soccer one? Majid
uh,
and
uh,
Walid and these.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The Middle East version is
Yeah,
actually really funny that they call it Majid and Walid
yeah,
and
yeah.
whoever.
Wow.
But like, yeah, in here also Indonesia they have that, but it's called Captain Subasa. So I
Oh,
think that's the actual Japanese name.
yeah.
So like Subasa, the bald guy was like Isizaki or something like that, and then uh Ryuga was the dark skinned guy
Yeah.
with like when he kicks, he pull his leg like all the way back
No,
until like almost it touches his
basically
head or
the
something.
main character for us was Majid. So every
Majid,
time
okay.
I loved this show when I was a kid. So I would like,
Yeah, I think everybody
I
did.
wanted to be a football player, and I would try to lift my leg all the way backwards, all the way up. To be so cool. And now I grow up, I don't know how to play football properly.
Yeah, like do you remember his signature? What his signature move was?
I think when he goes all the way back and up, then he shoots, and the ball, becomes like cylindrical a little bit, and turns there's fire coming out of it. It goes so fast.
Uh, yeah, but no, but I remember his signature move was that he kicked from like half of the field, and it will like curve up and down like rapidly that none of the goalkeeper can catch
Yeah,
it.
yeah. The,
Yeah, and then the other guy, the dark skinned guy, I remember with the blue jersey. and like he always have his sleeves like rolled up to his shoulder,
Oh yeah,
and then that guy is like some tiger kick or whatever. Is what I remember.
yeah, yeah, and
There's like some other stupid shit like seven colored kick or some shit like that.
one back in the old days they were the best actually. These nice
Yeah,
shows.
but then like how did that progress over like, middle school, high school? Did it change at all, you know? Or like did you set on a goal when once you go to middle school and high
I
school?
think as when I the older I got, the less dreams I had actually. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like we become less like
yeah,
imaginative,
basically we
right?
become less imaginative and we become a little bit more realistic. And then we get caught up with our friends and the drama and when you're a kid and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The-
But like basically once you get into like high school and stuff, your dream was just getting rich, is it?
Not rich, at least successful, like to be able to buy almost whatever I want.
Yeah, so basically like kind of rich. But like for us maybe because we are in this kind of more I don't know, more Asian, I don't know, but like we want to make more family
Yeah, yeah,
oriented, I would say, where we want to make our parents proud and stuff
yeah,
like that, right? That would be like our dream, like pay back our
yeah,
parents
exactly.
and things like that is would be like one of our dreams. And then yeah, and then we both of us went to college, you
Yeah,
know. Thankfully we finished, our college. We graduated
yeah.
just
As
recently.
engineers,
For me, just before the pandemic, and for
two
Dookie, like in the middle of
two
the
days ago,
pandemic.
3 days ago. I, today is
Yeah, three
supposed
days before this
today was
recording,
supposed to be
basically.
our submission, but I submitted 2 days ago. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. So, yeah. So, like, when we get into college, like, how did you decided on what major? Which path you want to go?
Basically, I wasn't really passionate about anything exactly, but I saw my father as a mechanical engineer. My brother also chose to be a mechanical engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day he takes over his company. I just wanted to be a little bit different, so I chose electrical engineering. That's basically my mind process. Exactly, that's how I thought.
Oh, all right. So you just want to be
A little
different and
bit
like,
different.
there's been, your brother did
Yeah,
this, your dad did this, so
yeah,
I want to do
exactly.
something else. But why engineering? Why not something
Business.
else?
I was really bad at business. Memorizing and these graphs and formulas and definitions. I hate memorizing. So I was like, I'm better like solving and stuff and understanding how things works and solving accordingly. So I was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah.
it's kind of
So I thought
similar from
engineering
my.
is like the best choice because I hate memorizing. I like understanding how things work and fixing them basically or solving the problem. That's how I chose it.
Yeah, uh, yeah. But like for me, my dad was chemical engineer and like petroleum engineer basically, and like I saw him kind of making pretty good bang. Not gonna lie. And like there was like a little bit of my motivation. I was like, oh, he's making a pretty good bang. And I actually my favorite subject in school was
Oh,
chemistry also, so that kind of
yeah,
lines up. And like yeah, like you said, I also hated memorizing. So I hated like
yeah,
history or biology. Like out of all the science, biology is like the worst thing that can happen because it's all basically
yeah,
memorizing this
definitely.
part, that part, this part of the cell, that part of the cell, and like I hated that shit so
I
much.
despised it, man.
So like I'm yeah, so like I just like problem solving better, you know, and that's why I got into engineering. But I was actually fooled into getting chemical engineering because there's almost zero chemistry in it, man.
You fucking
Like it's
tricked me.
mostly physics.
Physics and business.
Uh, yeah, exactly. I came in and it's like, oh, I think I'm gonna learn all this molecule stuff. It's like how they do bonds. Yeah, there's a little
Yeah.
bit of that, like very little of it. Maybe like the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
year, maybe they had a lot of that. The rest is calculations. It's like energy out, energy in, energy out, and then like in the end it becomes economy, where you calculate. You design a thing, and then make it the cheapest way possible. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Why are we
definitely.
in business now? evaluations and shit.
Do you
And shit,
imagine maybe
It's like what?
making some makeup, how you pick your colors or something like that? That's how I always imagine chemical engineering.
Yeah, it's like mixing
Yeah,
mixing
yeah,
stuff in test tubes and whatnot. I mean, there's a little bit of that for my like for the
yeah,
final year project, the final project, the thesis. But then that had nothing to do what I mean, like it had very little thing to do with what we have learned, where it's like designing
yeah,
a plant, designing a factory, and like you need to use the least energy possible,
yeah,
less
yeah,
heating, less cooling, whatever crap.
yeah.
Like, but then yeah, like comparing to high school and university, college, right? Did it change at all? Your dream, did it change again after that?
Yeah. I basically chose when I was in grade 11 that I'm gonna be an electrical engineer at least,
Mm,
and that's what I aimed for, and I got it.
mm-hmm,
But I didn't really have
mm-hmm,
because it wasn't really my passion to be electrical engineer. I just thought I didn't have any passions, so I was like, I'll
mm-hmm.
just work that. I'll do electrical engineering. I'll get some money and focus on my passion from electrical engineering after I get the money and everything. Yeah,
I see. So like basically, now it becomes like mine also. It's very similar to mine uh, where I actually, how do I say, like, try to get a job to build capital,
yeah,
basically, right? To
exactly,
start
exactly.
whatever passion
Like
we're
we
gonna
get a
have next,
lot,
right?
we get a lot of money from the
Yeah.
engineering
So like
part, and
what
whatever we want to do, we'll do it from that money. It helps us achieve. Yeah,
exactly, yeah. But like that's what we thought how
yeah,
yeah, that's what we thought how it works. Well, in
yeah,
real world,
definitely.
it's a lot of complications actually, like first finding a job and then
Yeah,
getting a
you have
job
to
that's well paid and
a couple of years to get
a lot of
experience so
this
you can
stuff.
get decent money.
Exactly. Like there's actually a lot of things where, in the end maybe we never know, but like this is the
Yeah,
path that we've chosen, both of us basically. Like I'm gonna do some kind of business in the future. My plan. I don't know what business it could be like a cafe or it could be,
yeah,
food related or it can be entirely something else, but
yeah,
I'll
exactly.
decide that on the way. But yeah, nowadays we have you have been like starting to think
Yeah,
on
definitely.
investments and stuff like that. And we actually have tried it during our university days, and we failed majorly,
Yeah,
and we're talking
failed
about
miserably, man. Oh my god!
cryptocurrency. So like, yeah.
But it's an experience, and we learned from it at least a little bit. Like
So
not
for
a
the
lot, but a little.
hmm yeah, exactly. But like, Um, yeah, we didn't know anything about it. We just see like, oh my God, Bitcoin boom, and then like we start getting into bullshit. You know what I mean? So I think there are a lot of people out there that they're actually that experience this as well, where they see like, oh
Yeah,
my God, it's like crazy booming. It's like something is happening. But yeah, it's like yeah, do not unless you know about
yeah,
all
such
this
a
market stuff like stocks and cryptos. Do not actually get into the stuff
especially it's a
other than
hassle and you
yeah,
need
actually
time and
focusing on
just
it.
it's a hassle just registering to these stuff because there are websites you need to deposit money. There are other websites they don't deposit money, so some coins are on this website, other coins are on the other websites. Not everything, not one website has everything. So you need to think about it, and you need to takes time to register, and you need to verify, and I don't know what. And if they reject you, basically you need to prove to them that you're this and that. Takes a lot of time.
Cool. So yeah, from the failed investments, the next thing we like to invest is video games. Don't you like video games,
Video
Dookie?
games. Yeah, but the sad thing is, the older I get, the less I want to play. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I think
I feel sad.
uh,
I feel sad about that actually.
yeah, it's like the more we became adult, with the less time we have
Yeah.
to play and stuff.
The last time, and now when I'm free, as like I'm playing sometimes alone, the story modes, I'm not having as much fun.
hmm
I don't know what's happening.
So yeah, like the basically the two major, debate is always, consoles versus PC every time, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but nowadays we are a PC. PC person. I've always been sort of a PC person, not gonna lie. Even though I did have
Yeah.
PS1 and PS2, but that's mostly my brother.
I actually didn't know about that. I didn't. We didn't used to own PCs and stuff. We used only PS1 and PS2 and stuff like that.
Mm.
And we used to play only the popular games. We won't buy like a lot of games.
Yeah, but what do you think is like
Uh,
is console better or like is PC better? You know, the whole debate thing that's always been happening.
well, it depends on which topic you're gonna talk about. If you're gonna talk about performance, PC is way better than consoles.
Mm-hmm. But like,
But if you're talking about like comfort or whatever, you see, I think consoles are better because you're sitting on a couch, playing from far away. You're not concentrating as much,
yeah,
right?
yeah, makes sense. But what about like the games? You know, because console releases has, you know, exclusives and like
Oh,
PC, you know, they have exclusives that PC doesn't, they don't have it, or like they'll get released like months after the console version
a
was out.
year, no, a year or two sometimes
Yeah,
afterwards.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like literally like a year or two after the console exclusive. What do you think about that?
Uh, I used to play. The first time I played is Uncharted. I bought it by, I just saw it. Then I went to YouTube to see some reviews. I got Uncharted 1.
Mm.
I loved it. I don't know what happened. It just clicked with me. It clicked with me. But then
Mm-hmm.
then later Uncharted 2 came out because it was too expensive. I didn't want to buy it. So I went to the PC. I couldn't find it. You can't buy. I used to pirate games, so you couldn't
Mm-hmm.
pirate them because
Yeah,
it's it's a PS4 exclusive. I think
yeah.
a console's exclusive at
Yeah, I
least.
think it was PS3 maybe. I think Uncharted 1 and 2
PS3.
is still in PS3, right? Yeah.
I think PS3 three.
Yeah.
Don't
But
think
yeah,
it's two.
basically like for some like that's basically the way they're trying to sell console, right? It's all with this all
Yeah,
exclusive and stuff. While, you
yeah,
know, even though they don't have such a powerful machine, but like it's all they made it like compatible with the games that it's enough to run the games, which are exclusive and
yeah.
like good. Like Uncharted and like PS4 had Spider-Man and you know other things.
Well,
And same thing with Xbox, you know, and Nintendo especially. Nintendo is always has always been exclusive about their main
yeah,
games,
definitely.
Mario and whatnot, you know.
Zelda and stuff like that.
Mhm. But
But
yeah,
now,
they,
recently, PS5 is getting better and better.
yep, at
Uh,
least for
I,
the thing.
I did some research, and apparently PS5 is gonna run on 120 FPS.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, you know. So
Yeah,
again, for the consoles, you know, we know about PC. You know, they have their own library. There's a lot of indie games in PC. That's kind of
yeah,
like the PC exclusive, basically. If you
yeah,
love all these small developers getting into the business, is really good for PC, and like all the free to play and stuff like that. You know, if you have a powerful enough. The thing is, PC is expensive, right? And you need all this upgrade and stuff
yeah,
to
exactly.
you know play all the games, all the good games, and a lot of the times you don't get the exclusive from the console, but you have this huge library on PC, you know, that are like in development or early access and stuff like that. So that's
Yeah,
very good for you. But for consoles now, they're coming with the next gen, which is PS5 and Xbox One X, I believe, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yep. So you think that PS5, from what I heard, it seems like you like PS5 better than the Xbox One X?
In my life, I never bought Xbox. The first time I held an Xbox controller, I was like, "What the fuck is that?" It doesn't feel natural. So from
Yeah, but
that, yeah,
a
it
lot.
gave it gave me an impression. So I never bought it. All my
Mhm.
friend had all my friend had PS2s and PS3s, so that's why
Mhm.
I gravitated towards PS4, the PlayStations.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, almost exactly the same. Like the only Xbox I held was like Xbox 360, one of my because I remember one of my cousin had it because they can pirate it basically. They can pirate the games and it's way cheaper than the PS3.
oh, I remember. No, even I remember not pirating the games, buy the fake games. Basically, they would download the game on normal CDs. You can run the games on PS2 with these downloaded.
Oh
You
yeah,
download it on a CD and
yeah.
you can
It's
run it in
called
PS2.
ROMs. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's called
that.
ROMs, and it's the
Yeah,
same.
ROMs.
That's how the people sell it. That's how
Yeah,
people does
exactly.
sell the pirated games. So like like the US, the people in Europe and US may not like be aware of this, but like in Asia and like Middle East and so basically the rest of the world, I guess,
Yeah.
even South America, I'm guessing, is that pirated games were huge, and like that's how we can afford such huge library of games what back in the days for PS2 and PS1
Oh,
because they would literally sell one game for like $1 or two,
yeah,
which can be like
exactly.
a triple A game or something like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And like till this day, even in PC, sometimes they'll still have it, but because of the online stores that they provide now on PC, it's actually way better to just buy the games and you can play multiplayer on it, while most pirated games cannot play multiplayer.
yeah. I think there's a long process to play online with pirate games. It's really hard.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, it's like because we grew up in a PlayStation heavy environment,
Yeah,
so we naturally gravitate toward PS5. But let's just see here, like we have some sources here, for the PS5 releases and the Xbox releases, and the exclusive basically.
yeah,
So like PS5 release has their exclusive like Spider-Man and Horizon Zero Dawn sequel,
mm.
and all this platform like Crash Bandicoot, and then they have the driving game, the signature driving game, Gran Turismo, and Demon Souls, like like Dark Souls type of game in
Odds.
PS5. I'm not sure if that's exclusive for Demon Souls and like Gran Turismo and stuff, but like Crash Bandicoot and before that, like Zero Dawn and Spider-Man,
All
that
good.
is a for sure exclusive. While Xbox, they have Halo and Fable, I believe.
Yeah,
And like, yeah, I feel like Xbox nowadays they just gravitate towards Halo, just Halo, and
yeah,
like nothing else. They tried to do Tomb Raider before, I remember, but then like they released it on PS4 anyway in the end because they didn't get much sales.
yeah. But now they've been criticizing Halo a lot recently because of the graphics. They say it's shit for.
Exactly. Yeah. I just watched a Donkey video. And did you watch Donkey video on that?
No ordinary gamer I watched. He's making fun of them and
Ordinary
shit.
Gamer.
He's making fun of them and how it's like it's all they didn't completely, what do you call it, make it look nice.
Yeah,
It's
they didn't put their heart and soul
Yeah,
into
exactly.
the exclusive, right?
It's like all
Like compared
angles
to
and
what
shit.
PS5 showed.
Nothing is smooth and nice. Like the face is all angular,
Yeah, it's
like the
like
old PS1 Tomb Raider almost.
it's like they didn't polish it,
Yeah, no polishing.
even though that's basically like the only Xbox hope on why people would buy Xbox,
Yeah,
because since the first Xbox, Halo has been the exclusive that people really like. It's like the Call of Duty, but more
yeah,
futuristic
exactly.
and it's exclusive. And they like this Master Chief. They like the character Master Chief that they've been bonding with the whole like 2, 3 generations before.
Yeah,
So like finding it like they didn't even try to polish the graphics, after all this time, and they have been claimed that they're calling Xbox the most powerful console ever.
yeah.
And we also have like the comparison of the specs here between Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5. They both have the same CPU architecture, but it's said here that Xbox Series X actually has more powerful CPU, same GPU, but yeah, the Xbox has
Same CPU.
same CPU, but the architecture,
Oh,
the CPU, Xbox Series X seems to have faster ones by zero point 0.1 gigahertz.
oh yeah,
Yeah, and then GPU architecture is the same, but the GPU itself, Xbox actually had like it's actually more powerful. It has 12.155 teraflops compared to the PS4 10.28 teraflops. You know,
yeah,
but the GPU for PS5 is up to 2.23 gigahertz, while Xbox Series X is only up to, well, it's not up to, but it's at 1.825 gigahertz. So there's that. And
So
then
basically, it is better than a PS5.
yeah, so here just the overall specs that we're seeing, the memory, it has 320 bit bus instead of 256 bit bus in the PS5. And yeah, a lot of the specs are stronger except maybe the memory bandwidth, which uh PS5 seems to have 448 gigabyte per second instead of the
Yeah,
Xbox 500. Oh, actually
336.
it's 560. Never mind. Yeah, it is more powerful.
Oh,
So like almost
oh,
like
560.
everything there is more
Tinge.
powerful. Maybe like they have different audio, and the ports for the PS5 is yet to be announced. But the PS5 has
Yeah.
their controller, which have this touchpad like the PS4 had in the middle, and they had
Oh yeah.
adaptive trigger. So the trigger can have like it can be like pressurized, I think, depending on
Pressure sensor.
yeah, no, it's like basically like you can feel that it's harder to push or to push on depending on like the gameplay.
Ah.
Yeah. And they have, the
Yeah.
sensor and the gyro sensor and stuff, but I think Xbox have that too. But yeah,
Yeah.
PS5 has a more unique take on that one.
The
But
design of a PS5, I think it's way better than the Xbox.
yeah, but there's also an argument where the Xbox is the smallest console ever and the most powerful. And maybe some people like that, they like the small form factor instead of this huge big box that looks like a modem,
Yeah.
that some people say they like it looks like a modem, like a router.
But now if it's the strongest console and it's in a small size, I think there will be heating problems. It's gonna heat
Maybe.
up when you play for long hours and it won't be able to cool down properly.
Yeah, that
That's
has
basically even laptops like that, like
yeah,
certain
like
laptops.
even past Xboxes have had this red ring problem or something. Like
Yeah.
there's like if it's all four of the LEDs are red, that means your Xbox is fucked. And that's been happening in like multiple Xbox 360s and stuff like that before. So
Oh.
yeah, but I think they have taken that into an effect. But yeah, out of all these games and exclusive, GTA 5 is still releasing on the next gen.
But
Yeah.
I read somewhere that the PS4 games are going to be compatible with PS5 games.
Yeah, and the same thing
So
about
basically,
Xbox about the reverse compatibility, right? That's what
yeah,
we've heard so far. Hopefully it's true, but we never know. That has been like rumor for every gen, I feel like oh the PS3 will have can play PS2 and like PS4 can play PS3, and like it's
yeah, yeah.
somewhat true because some people actually modded their PlayStation to be like that, but like yeah,
Oh,
so far not yet, so we will see when it releases. But
yeah.
what about the third main player of the console, Nintendo? They released the Switch, and now there's scalpers of Switches all over, especially in the US. It's kind
I
of
think,
ridiculous where they scalp Nintendo Switches.
I
What do
think
you think about
Nintendo.
Nintendo?
I think Nintendo's gonna be like something like the Switch. It's like you're gonna play on the go. You won't be sitting at home and stuff like that, or like with a bunch of friends, or you're on an airplane, you're playing Zelda, something like that.
Yeah, so
People,
basically they're trying to capital the portable market, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
portable consoles basically.
But like Nintendo has like they release fun games, I'm not gonna lie. Like there has been some fun stuff. They're never on the graphics side, they never compete in the main market where it's like about graphics and multiplayer and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. They're just about
Zelda,
their main exclusives. Yeah, exactly, like Zelda and Mario and Pokemon.
no.
Like I'm fine with like Zelda and Mario, I think, because they always try to innovate about like Zelda and Mario every time, especially the new Zelda. It's beautiful. I think it's a great game. I don't
It looks
have them,
amazing.
but
I
like
don't
it's
have them too.
amazing. All the mechanics and like all the adventures that you can do, all the exploring. Even Mario, the way that you can reach, like the way that they kind of revolutionize platformers. They add the hat mechanics. Like yeah, I think I really like those. But that's the
Yeah,
thing about Nintendo, it's only those two games. And then they keep recycling Pokemon basically. Pokemon almost like there's almost zero innovation. There's they will have like
Nothing.
some crazy, yeah, I mean like they will have some crazy ultimate form of this Pokemon and they have like super crazy move and whatnot. But like they're kind of the Call of Duty of the RPG games. Do you agree?
But what do you mean the Call of Duty of RPG games?
So like Call of Duty, they don't change much. They add a little bit of this,
Oh
and then
yeah,
they
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 just add a weapon.
release a new one, and then like yeah, and then add a little bit of weapon, add a little bit of gimmick where they can have jetpacks or whatever, or double jump, and like add a
Yeah,
little bit of gimmick later on.
I think it's even worse than that though. Oh, where do you play even though Pokemon? I don't see like anyone playing it. It's not famous, and like I watched Ordinary Gamer talk about how they're not letting anyone from the outside, like a third party, innovate in Pokemon, and they're striking down every game, and they're not
Yeah,
innovating
so
at anything. That's a problem though.
but yeah, so like basically Pokemon is just Pokemon. Like the fans has already been like a fan since the Game Boy days.
Yeah,
So of course Pokemon release was first released in the Game Boy, where it's still like black and white screen or whatever, or green and black if you want to call it that.
mm.
But like Pokemon has always been like the same thing, and like it's just the two Pokemon, and then you fight, and then you grind, and then you fight again. Like
They're
there has
not
been a little
improving
bit
though.
of innovation. Well, it's improving in graphics a little bit, like and stuff like that. Like there's like this Pokemon in bushes now, but like it's basically almost the same. But
Yeah,
I
but
think
it
it's kind
looks
of hard to
better.
innovate. Yeah, like it's kind of hard to innovate on RPG a little bit, but it is essentially the same, and I guess that's what the fan base like. So they're
Um,
doing a good job, I guess. But like trying to get new players to get in is kind of like I don't think they will get any because of the thing. But
I don't
kids
think
love
so.
Pokemon, and like that's what I think that's what Nintendo is targeting basically is all kids, and like all this very bright graphics, simple but bright and cute,
Yeah, yeah,
and like that's what they're targeting, I guess.
yeah. They're not trying to get like more people. They're just releasing the same old stuff, but it looks better graphic wise.
Yeah,
That's
and
all.
like
So
yeah,
they're
they
not.
they're, they're just basically keep targeting the kids again and again.
Yeah, yeah. They're not trying to improve on something. Get more stuff, add graphics, add mechanics, and stuff like that. Because
Hmm, hmm.
no one is playing actually Pokemon. Now you just now
Yeah,
because we're older now, we just hear about Pokemon. It's like yeah, it became like that
yeah,
and it became like this, but you never hear someone is playing it.
yeah. I guess
Yeah,
so. Like maybe it's just because our age and like we're not in touch with the kids or whatever, and like we're not around people who own like Switches and stuff like that.
yeah, could
You
be.
know. But yeah, most people our age or like around us would choose like PS4 over any Nintendo Switch
Yeah,
ever.
at least in our
And like
demographic.
I've seen some people play Animal Crossing, and like yeah, that's about it. I guess yeah, it's all about exclusivity in Nintendo and like all this cute and like direct
Yeah.
to kids and for everyone kind of type of deal.
But the problem is it worth it now to buy Nintendo for that, for this purpose, for like two exclusive games only or three, let's say.
Yeah, that's the thing is like a lot of people think it's worth is what I've seen. They really love to play those games and that's why they buy Switches in the first place. They only want to play that two games that they can play forever. Because not gonna lie, like Animal Crossing, you can literally just play forever. It's just some chill game
Yeah,
that you go fishing, you collect this, you collect that, and they will have some events during the special days like Christmas or whatever, and you're just gonna wait for that because it's literally real time game,
yeah, yeah.
you know. So like if you order something literally only the next day you need to sleep and you wait until the next day and then it gets built or it arrived. You
Oh,
order something
so
from there.
it's basically
Yeah,
live, like real life. It takes
exactly. Yeah,
2 hours or whatever. When it says it actually takes 2 hours. Yeah,
exactly. Yes. So it's like real time. So if you log into the game at night, it will be at night in the game
yeah, yeah,
also, and things like that. Yeah. So that's why like I don't like that's the thing about Nintendo stuff is the replayability, I guess. Like Zelda, people
yeah.
trying to 100% run, no damage, 100% run and stuff like
But
that. Mario is also like that, like trying to collect all the moon and the
Actually,
stars and
Zelda looks
whatnot.
really nice with
You know?
with its mechanics and stuff. You can throw a bomb, then stand on your shield, and you
Yeah,
fly off somewhere. I don't know. I've seen a stream, a
yeah,
run through stream.
yeah. Me too. Like I've seen videos where the guy literally just take like he has this magnetic power to lift up a chest, and he just beat up the guy with the chest. Beat up like the yeah like the hard
Yeah.
enemies with the box. Just moving it left and right, left and right,
Don't
left and right.
I don't really think it's worth, in my opinion, to just buy Nintendo for 2 3 games.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like it depends
exactly.
again on people, right? If they don't like the single player games that the PS4 offers, and they like this
I think
casual,
yeah,
you know,
it's not
fun,
like
bright
for like
games.
hardcore gamers basically. Nintendo. It's basically
Yeah,
a guy who wants
like
to have fun, play whatever. Just sit and chill.
yeah, like if they chose like Switch over like their PC or
Yeah,
PS4,
definitely.
then yeah, they're a very
Yeah,
casual gamer, I will say. But like if they have both, then it's
then he's
different
a
story.
double hardcore gamer.
Well, yeah. Okay, so like with like a lot of people now are playing games, especially during this this quarantine. Some are still in quarantine, some are like more loosely, but because of the pandemic basically,
Yeah.
you know, it made me think like about what would happen, Uh is will it be like those zombie like apocalypse stuff, or like, let's talk about like how will the world be, if those zombie stuff actually happens, because we're in the middle of panic. Not I'm saying that it's gonna happen like that,
Yeah, yeah,
but like it's kind of fun to fantasize
yeah.
about all this stuff,
Definitely is fun.
you know? Yeah, but like the very first thing that comes to mind, when it comes to virus spread, it's always be like zombie, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Apparently, I read some Reddit post, I think, a while back, like a year or two back. Says basically there's a some kind of virus that enters the insect's brain or whatever and takes control over its body.
Ah,
And
yeah, yeah.
everyone went in the chat went wild in the comment section. They went wild, it's like, oh my god, now we're becoming zombies and shit.
No, no, that's
So
the
I
thing.
think it is definitely true though.
Yeah, it's true, it's true.
It could happen actually to us. You
Well,
know,
to us it's
yeah,
a bit of a stretch, but there is something like that. I remember a parasite that controls snail. That's what I remember.
yeah,
Like a
like
mushroom, or like something like that. And that's
yeah.
where Last of Us kind of get the inspiration from, you know,
Does
with
it
the
really?
yeah. So
Wow.
like there's like some kind of a fungus that grows like it become a parasite in a snail, and like the snail basically
Yeah,
becomes a zombie snail, something like that.
yeah,
So similar things happen in Last of Us, where it's like spore or whatever, right? Like a
yeah.
fungus spore, and then like one of them becomes the clicker or something, and you can see like the head becomes like a mushroom head thing.
Yeah,
So like
the longer they're a zombie, the
mm-hmm,
basically they upgrade or they evolve or whatever.
mm-hmm. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, that's where they get it from. But yeah, it's like that, where there it is true that there is something that I know was snail. I don't know about any other like insects, but a snail
Yeah.
had that kind of thing where they have a
Don't
parasite that controls them.
don't don't you think that's basically the first step in for us to become basically zombies? Or
Well,
maybe
yeah,
in a thousand
yeah,
years it becomes for humans or whatever.
yeah, I think so. But like,
Right.
the problem is with the current situation, that it's not visible to people how dangerous it is, you know?
Oh yeah. You can't
But
see it with your eyes.
like zombies, I feel like the it will go unlocked out like that quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just like super quick. Like one zombie got out, and then it's like everybody will start running, and it's like lockdown. And I think that kind of virus we can survive maybe easier. I don't know, but I feel like we can survive it easier compared to what we're having now.
It depends on
You know?
how it's transferred also.
Yeah. So like if it's just transferred like bite to bite, Like, eventually they'll
I don't.
run out of people to bite, and we can build like a quarantine zone that like nothing can get it, and like I think it's easier to clean up. Like there will be a cleanup crew where, once everybody got quarantined, and then there'll be like a rescue team that's like shooting all the zombie down. But I don't know, maybe like something like World War Z will happen. We never know.
Maybe like The Walking Dead. What happens in The Walking Dead series? It's basically in the first season they just notice when the guy is bit, he turns into a zombie. But later on, even if he
Mm-hmm.
dies, also he also turns into a zombie.
Mm.
If nothing bit him and he dies, maybe it's like it's weak
Mm.
or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when he dies and he turns into a zombie, now that's gonna be really dangerous though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it all like depends. Actually, like there's a lot of factors. You know what I mean? Like of course there's a shock value, but like if it spreads like super quick, zombie to zombie, like people to people to zombie, I
Yeah,
feel like it may be like easier, especially if you see like the old zombie movies where they like move like this super like
slow. Yeah.
this super, yeah, slow and like sluggish, and like you shoot their brains and they're dead. I feel like we can manage that, like no problem.
What do you think? What kind of person are you gonna be in the apocalypse? Like the badass or
Uh,
the scared type or
oh, I don't know. I think I'll just be like a crying zombie that's like in a corner and like do nothing.
no? What kind of person to survive? Do you think you're gonna kill all the zombies like a hero or
Oh, me?
yeah?
Nah, man. I'll just go like I just like stay in my room or something.
I don't. I'd like to imagine that I'll be like the courageous type where I can kill everyone. I'll become a hero and shit. I'll kill all the zombies and kill all the bad
Exactly,
people.
but like
All the criminals or whatever that they kill the bad people. But I feel
yeah,
like
but like once
yeah,
it happens, right?
yeah, you get pussy out.
Exactly. It's like once you play the game as the main character, and like there will be someone of the main character, but that main character won't be me,
Yeah,
like for sure.
exactly.
You know, this guy is like some badass with muscles that like find anything and like chop people's head up or something.
Maybe you don't know.
But like me,
Maybe after a while we'll get used to it, where it becomes normal to us.
yeah, maybe
And
like one day. But
and
like at the
everyone.
start, I'll just like fucking panic and like drive somewhere. I don't know. Like if I meet a zombie in me, I'll just like scream like "Wah!" Like what the fuck is happening?
You'll just run away. Everyone's got like that.
Yeah, everyone will just run. It's like, what are you gonna do? Unless I have a gun or something, which is not legal in my country. So I think it'll be like impossible for me
Yeah,
to have a gun.
exactly. Imagine,
The most we have like is like knives, and like knives like hard to. I've never stabbed people before, and like the zombie will come for me first and like try to eat me, and before
and,
I can do anything, I'll turn into another
and
zombie.
imagine like you're getting that close, to with a knife. You're getting so close to a zombie, and
Yeah,
you need to stab them in their brain, and your hand is close to their mouth and shit. Oh my god, that's really scary thinking
yeah,
about
and
it.
like the thing is, when they just turn into zombie, you see it as people, right? And I don't like unless you're a fucking psycho murderer. It's like it's hard to stab
Yeah,
people
exactly.
at first. I bet.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck, man?
It's,
But there's other outcomes that can lead to human extinction, I guess.
basically like
What about like disasters?
like
You know?
2012, the movie, or
Yep. And
Mad
like
Max.
yeah, but like what about the have you seen this the day after tomorrow? I think it's called.
Day After Tomorrow. Let me check it out. I think I saw it. I've seen it, but I'm not sure.
It's like this frozen like the Earth like freeze off basically, sort of like they go into ice age.
Yeah, I think I saw it long time ago.
Yeah, it's an old
Oh,
movie, like early
yeah.
2000s, I think.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
But yeah, it's like how about something like that? How will you survive in like a disaster and stuff?
I think basically no one's gonna survive. Like it's
True.
gonna be by luck. If you're in the correct place, time, and whatever, you just survive.
Yeah, I feel like this kind of stuff where like it happens so quickly,
Yeah,
you have no control over it,
exactly. If you're let's say in the tallest building, even though you're in the tallest building, you're gonna die. You're gonna die of hunger. You can't even go in the water because there are so many
Mm-hmm.
dangerous things like floating wood, cars, or whatever, that can kill you while you're swimming. And you can't get food, you can't get anything. So you basically eventually die also.
Yeah, but like if there's like this disaster-proof bunker where you can live up to like I don't know how many years, like 40 years to live in a bunker, like
Yeah,
Fallout,
yeah.
So like let's say the 2012 happens, because 2012 have these ships or whatever, have this
Uh,
at the end of the movie where they survive on a huge
yeah,
fleet
yeah.
of ships. But that guy got super lucky, not got like if you see from the start, right? He got super lucky. He drive out right on time. He got on a plane on time. He met this some rich Russian dude that have like a huge plane on time and has the
Yeah,
pilot
yeah.
and whatnot.
So only basically about luck, basically.
And exactly, so it's all like super lucky. And like he got lucky that they didn't close the ship or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Plus,
So yeah, basically,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Plus, I think governments want, if some disaster is happening, I don't think they're gonna say it right away because they want like some panic on the streets and stuff like that. And some people
yep,
won't
yep.
believe it, like the Karens or whatever. They're taking our freedom.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's like all government mind control or
Yeah,
whatever crap.
exactly.
And then like even the submarine stuff, like the ship stuff on 2012, only like super super privileged people get to know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Some Einstein brain or like some guy that paid like $2 billion or something for a car for a ticket, shit like that.
Okay, but what money won't be useful actually at that time, even if they get paid.
Yeah,
It's gonna,
but I don't know. Maybe they have it somewhere. I don't know, man.
yeah.
That's the weird thing. It's like, this is gonna happen. What happened to the $2 billion? Like, what the
Where are you
fuck?
gonna spend them, man?
Yeah, it's like you have fucking $200 billion, and then what you gonna do? It's like it's just paper and
Yeah,
I don't know, gold maybe, but like you can't do shit in the ship,
yeah, exactly.
You can't buy food. You can't buy more food. It's like what?
You're not gonna use it
And yeah,
anywhere.
so like yeah, but if you have like the chance to go into like the Fallout vault, like where they had nuclear fallout and they live there for like 40, like 70 years in a vault, in a bunker, would you do it?
Well, definitely it's better than dying, right?
Well, yeah, true, but like when if someone like a salesman come to your house and then they'll just say like, hey, we have this nuclear proof bunker,
Ah,
but you need to pay this certain amount for an insurance, like would you pay for it?
definitely no.
Yeah, exactly, right? So like you won't have you will basically we would be dead,
We,
because
oh,
we don't have that
we,
vault.
we won't be ready.
Yeah, like we won't be ready for like whatever nuclear fallout or whatever. Yeah, but fallout is like interesting where the powerful countries, they can be safe by having the threat of ending the world,
Oh yeah,
so like nobody can attack them and they won't attack anybody also because they know it's gonna end the world.
yeah, basically.
But like the small countries are fucked.
Basically, but everyone's gonna get fucked though.
No, but the thing is like if it's just like if they're facing a small country and they pose a threat on nuclear and they can just nuke that country and
Oof.
like the rest won't get affected, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But like if it's like nuclear versus nuclear, then both of them will just die.
Especially like if you're getting a threat for if someone hit you with a nuclear bomb, like the next I don't know 3 4 generations they're gonna get all fucked up from
Yeah,
the radiation
that's
and
the
stuff.
thing. Yep, that's why you can see Japanese are weird. Maybe it's because of that.
Maybe a little bit.
Oh my god, dude.
these
Yeah, it's so fucked.
these fucking shows,
Yeah, but Japanese shows are weird as fuck, dude. All their advertisements, their shows, are like so fucking weird. Holy
yeah,
shit, dude.
right.
Like the weird thing about these cultures is that they're so open about like I don't know, I guess like the sex stuff and whatnot, but then they're also so close. They're so conservative at the same time. It's so weird.
Yeah, but
Like you know what I mean, right? They will have like this soap plan where you can just fuck girls and like have a bath with them and like they have porn and stuff. But then their porn is censored and like if you hug girls, it's like it's count as like super close as like only girlfriend boyfriend can hug
Oh,
and shit like that, you know?
oh, that's really weird.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird. I don't know. Like I feel like I think it's mostly like that. Like they don't have the touch culture where they shake hands, right?
Yeah,
They just bow to each other
yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
So it's like they don't get touchy, but then at the same time they are very touchy.
I think
So it's
they're a country of like basically two extremes. They're either over polite or very dirty minded or whatever. Basically,
yeah, I
they
guess so.
have this very clean culture, which is really nice. You're not allowed to throw on the ground and garbage on the ground. You're not allowed to litter. You're not allowed to I don't know
Mhm.
what. You sit respectfully. You listen
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And
Yep.
yeah,
So speaking of,
yeah.
okay, continue again.
Uh, I was watching this YouTube channel. It's like what not to do in Japan. And he says
Mm.
you're not supposed to eat while you're walking, which is
Yeah.
basically maybe you'll be throwing the plastic wrap or whatever in the on the streets. So everyone would look at you weirdly just for like walking and eating. Imagine.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's very conservative
Yeah,
in like a lot of these things, which is weird, but also very open in like in other
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
where they have like tentacle porn and hentai and whatnot, you know?
Overly open though, which is so weird.
Yeah. So yeah, which is it's kind of a mystery.
Yeah.
So speaking of mystery, right?
Oh, what's happening?
We have a new segment in our show where we kind of read like a submission on Reddit. Well, it's just someone submitted on Reddit and we kind of find it and read it out.
Yeah, basic.
There's this Reddit murder mystery. Okay. So this one is from a user called Tals with three Z's.
Yeah.
So for those of you who can be like a bit disturbed, it's about like a murder and a trigger warning for sexual assault and stuff like that. So one of the most chilling ones in is Nathaniel Barjona. Oh wait, I need to read the title first. So it's an Ask Reddit thread initially saying what is the creepiest missing person case you know about. So this one guy,
Ta-
3 years
Tals.
ago, he added Tals. So he posted that one of the most chilling ones is Nathaniel Barjona. He was a convicted pedophile and suspected serial killer slash cannibal. He frequently impersonated police officers and attempted to lure children away from their homes. He was eventually arrested, but a judge ruled that the state had failed to prove that Barjona posed a public threat, so he was released, despite having told psychiatrists that he had a fascination of cannibalism. Okay, and then not long after his release, a 10-year-old boy was reported missing. Witnesses claimed that they had seen him in an alleyway waiting for somebody. Another witness saw him being followed by an obese man matching Barjona's description, and the boy was distressed. The boy disappeared somewhere in that alleyway and was never seen again. When the police searched Barjona's apartment, they found a list of names. The list included the name of his previous victims, as well as the missing boy followed by quote unquote died. They also found newspaper clippings regarding the case all over his apartment. A former flatmate, Barjonas, reportedly found clothes in the apartment which matched the ones the missing boy was wearing on the day he went missing. A notebook was also discovered with coded writing. It took months for the police and FBI to crack the code, but eventually they managed it. Barjona had written an in-depth descriptions of cannibalism as well as cooking recipes involving the body parts of children. The recipe titles included Little Boy Pot Pie and Roasted Child. Wow. Despite weighing over,
It's
it's
very
crazy,
crazy.
dude. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
again, continuing. Despite weighing over 300 pounds and known to have a large appetite, police found that he had not made any significant food purchases for almost a month after the missing boy's disappearance. During this time, he frequently held barbecues for his neighbors, who mentioned frequently that the meat he was serving tasted strange. Wow, holy shit, dude. Police later found a meat grinder in his apartment which contained human DNA.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
the police were, the police were never able to connect. Barjona to the missing boy and never found the identity of the DNA from the meat grinder. Ooh, that's a lot of
Fucking
shit.
hell, man, that guy is crazy as fuck. Even feeding it to his neighbors. Uh,
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
allegedly, right? Because in the end, in the end, he was never found guilty, and like,
Down with
yeah,
all these
it's
names and
crazy.
whatever, and he's waiting in front of the house. Nothing happened.
I don't know, but like, just say that they never, Foles was never to connect the Barjona to the
Yeah,
missing boy,
I
you
think
know?
they need to be like really detailed
And they're,
and strong proof.
yeah, yeah, because like, lawyers can twist
Yeah.
words and stuff. There are actually more infos after this because he edited it like 2 years ago and add some clarifications where he actually had tendencies is the age of six and
Mm.
uh you know he the lack of grocery purchase he only purchased like small items like baking stuff but never substantial food like meat. Then he had like early history of trying to kill like 6-year-old boys, sexually assaulting them and stuff like that. And like his arrest was that something there's yeah, Zach's Ramsey's experience. Police made arrest. Barjona was found near a school dressed as law official.
Yeah.
And then yeah, supposedly he
Murder,
tried to
murder.
cannibalize other
So
people and stuff like
each
that.
other mother would become. Oof.
But I mean like from reading the story it seems like it's obviously
Yeah.
that's what he did,
And they
right?
didn't catch it early on.
He
Didn't do
like the
anything.
like the boy the boys basically, became his prey, which is unfortunate.
Basically, and they caught it like apparently
But
they
yeah.
said they caught him at the age of 6 doing this weird ass shit, and no one helped him out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like he had like history and like most of the time when you did stuff when you were a kid and nobody told you it was wrong or you didn't get treated for it,
Yeah.
uh yeah, like this type of stuff usually goes up until you're an adult. And yeah, basically this stuff
Starts
is
really
yeah, it's
small
crazy.
when you get older.
Well, I guess it's not
Yeah,
much
right?
of a mystery then, huh? Like we kind of cracked the mystery.
We're supposed to be detectives.
At least I mean, yeah, but like this is the story that he posted,
Yeah.
and basically that's it.
Yeah, guys,
This guy
never
is fucking nuts.
never cannibalize people.
We will have this section. Yeah, I mean, like that much is fucking obvious though. But I mean, most of the people that go up to this point, like a psychopath, kind of thinking, they had a lot of I don't know factors, I guess. Well, from what I've seen is there I've read this somewhere on Reddit also, but there are three factors on why someone become a
Ah,
psychopath. I don't know if it's
yeah,
from Dr. K or whatever, but like the is like uh genetic is like the bullet. I think something like that. Like genetic is like the bullet, and then the environment
yeah.
is like the gun, and like the the experience is the
Uh,
pulling the trigger basically, something like that. So like basically they have the genetics, right, that make them to be
yeah,
psychopathic tendencies, and then the gun is the environment. So what kind of environment they're in? Is it like a good
yeah,
environment or is it like a poor, like a poor family's environment or whatnot? And the experience, as in like they experience abuse. Most of the psychopath, they experience abuse when they're very young. They get abused by their parents
yeah,
or whoever it is. Like if it's like sexual or physical or verbal, stuff like this when it comes to abuse. So like if those three categories are met,
yeah.
that's how someone becomes a psychopath. Is from what I from yeah, from what I listened or read
Yeah, but
somewhere.
it does make sense actually.
So yeah, always.
Abuse at a young age, and he doesn't know how
Mhm.
to process this kind of abuse properly. And no one's helping him out, right?
Mhm.
So it does actually make a bit of
Yeah.
sense.
Yep. That's the thing. So like those three factors are like the thing.
Yeah.
So like basically it triggers like literally trigger someone when, you know, the experience comes. So like having genetic and the thing, genetic and the environment is not like the main thing. I mean, it is the main thing, but like as long as you have good experiences in life, like the psychopathic tendency won't come out, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so this Reddit mystery thing. Basically, we'll have a Reddit segment at the very end where we read out a post or a comment section in a thread where they tell stories. It may be like another one of this mystery or creepy things, or it may be an interesting from Ask Reddit thread.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for listening to Trash Talk. Thank you, Dookie,
Thank you
for
for
coming to the
thank you for
show,
having me.
and see you guys